In this video, you'll see how to access datasets with AWS Data Exchange for AWS Lake Formation. With this feature, subscribers can access third-party AWS Glue tables managed by AWS Lake Formation. You can create resource links to read the data from the Amazon Athena query editor and apply data filters that limit column and row visibility according to Identity and Access Management, or IAM, role. We'll begin in the AWS Data Exchange console, where we can explore available data products. For this example, we'll subscribe to the Legal Entity Identifier product. Let's scroll down to view the datasets that are available with this product. This dataset uses the Lake Formation type. Let's continue to subscribe. We'll send our subscription request to the data provider. Once the data provider approves the subscription request, we will have access to the data product. The subscription request has been approved. Let's look at the data we're entitled to. We've received invitations to 2 resource shares in the Resource Access Manager, or AWS RAM, console that will allow us to connect with the AWS Glue database and the AWS Glue tables. Let's go to the RAM console. We'll navigate to the Resource Shares page and accept both invitations so we can view the datasets. The resource shares are both active. Now, let's go to the AWS Lake Formation console. The subscription resources appear alongside our first-party database and tables. Next, we'll configure a resource link that we can reference when we query the datasets using Amazon Athena. Let's select the table we want to link to. Now, we'll create the resource link. Let's name the resource link and choose our first-party database, which is protected by a local AWS account. The resource link has been created. We can easily distinguish resource links by the italics format. Next, we'll go to the Athena query editor. As a data lake administrator, we can read the data from the resource link. Let's run this sample query to find the distinct count of exception reason 1 from this table. Here are the query results. Next, we'll go to the Lake Formation console to set up data permissions on the table for specific IAM roles. On the Data Filters page, we can create a filter to specify what data an IAM role can view. We'll name the data filter and select the database that contains the table we want to filter data on. By default, this only shows the local databases. To include the shared databases, we'll select Load More. Let's select the shared database and target table. Under Column Level Access, we'll select the columns we want to include in the filter. Finally, we'll write a SQL-like row filter expression to filter the rows further. This filter will grant permissions for a role to the selected columns and view only the data where the exception reason 1 field is binding legal commitments. Let's create the filter. Next, we'll grant data permissions to a specific IAM role by using the filter we just created. We'll select the role and choose the data catalog resources. Under Data Filter Permissions, we'll choose what actions this role can perform on the data. Let's allow the role to select and describe data. We won't allow the Data Analyst role to grant permissions to other user roles. Note that granting permissions for a resource link does not grant permissions for the target database or table. Those permissions must be granted separately. Let's grant the data permissions. Now let's switch into the AWS account as the Data Analyst role. In the Athena query editor, let's run the same query we ran when we were signed in as a data lake administrator. As expected, the query results show only the rows corresponding to the filter we set up. Let's run another query to test the column level filtering. The query results show the columns included in the filter, as well as extra date and time columns. The table is partitioned on these two columns, so the column level filters do not apply. You've just seen how to access datasets with AWS Data Exchange for AWS Data Lake Formation. You can learn more about this topic in the description and links for this video. Thanks for watching. Now it's your turn to try.